Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Horizon. Today, we are going to interview a very special guest, a successful and a professional one. By the way, I am Maureen.
I am Roslyn. I am Rosalie.
And I am Mary Jane. We are the students from Cebu Technological University, San Fernando Extension Campus. To start, let me introduce our guest, Ms. Glyza Canoy Paradela.
Okay, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. How are you today?
Better than yesterday.
It is our pleasure to meet you, Ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to meet with us today. We would just like to ask questions to you, ma'am, about your profession, your responsibilities, or any matter that is related to you, except for those personal questions, ma'am.
Alright.
For all we know, ma'am, you are already a professional. So, how are your school life during your college days, and what university did you graduate from?
So I graduated from University of Cebu. My life during my college years was tough. Why? Because I was then a scholar. I belong to a less fortunate family, but good for me that there are benefactors who try to support me and believe in my capability that I can do it at the end of the time. They believe in me that I can make it at the end and able to graduate this college degree.
What was the first school did you teach after you passed board examination?
After passing the board examination last 2019, it took me 5 years to have my first station. For I enjoyed my job, non-teaching job after my examination. But my first station was here, San Fernando Central School was my first station last June 26, 2013.
How was your experience, ma'am?
There were experiences that you say sometimes good experiences, sometimes not that good experiences. But in totality, my experience being a teacher was, I can say, successful. I can say that my experience able to teach me to grow as a better teacher, not just a better friend, not just a better doctor, but a better teacher to my pupils of different behaviors.
Right now, ma'am, you are teaching from what school and what grade level?
I'm teaching grade 5 here in San Fernando Central School for 9 years now.
As a teacher, what can you bring to the school that makes you unique, ma'am?
What makes me unique is my positive character. This character enables me to be proud, not just for myself, but in the future I know that the school will be proud of this character of mine and bring honor to the school.
In today's modular learning system of the school, have you been able to master or are you proficient at the use of the system?
Well, in the system, it's really hard, There were just what we call adjustment due to modular learning activity, but on the other hand, we tried our best to adapt the change. This change, we think that is not permanent for us because somehow there will be a face-to-face classes, but as of the moment, this challenge we accepted as a teacher, we're able to cope with these challenges for 3 years now. I think for 3 years now, no, we are able to cope it and we're able to adjust the change so that we can bring good education to our children, even face to face. It's not allowed as of the moment.
How do you deal with the pressure and stressful situation, especially now that we experience the pandemic plus the disaster that we encountered?
Yes, at first it was full of stress, full of pressure for we don't know what to do at first. The adjustment was really hard for all of us. Maybe it's not just for me, but for all of us teachers here in school, especially your elementary graders. It is really hard for us, for this is the foundation of the children. But on the other hand, the Department of Education guided us on what to do, give us more inputs. No, there are virtual trainings given to us, virtual trainings and seminars that we should attend. No, as a teacher, we have to adapt this change and we have to do our best for the quality education of the children.
In what ways or how do you motivate your students to keep going despite the activities?
Yes, when we say motivation, it's really hard to motivate children when you can face them face to face actually. But on the other hand, because of technology, I can say I was able to give motivation to my children. No, by sending pictures. I have in their pictures. I put appreciation. I always have the appreciation towards my children. So, for example, they send back pictures when they're going to answer their modules, and I would send back these pictures with appreciation, like very good, keep it up. No, you can do it. Good job. That is a simple motivation for my children, so that they can be able to move forward, to be motivated in modular learning activities, especially answering their home tasks.
So part of being a teacher is relating to students, but often the other half is about working with parents and guardians. So how do you like to communicate and or build relationships with parents, especially with the situation right now, ma'am?
Yes. Before I was a teacher, I was still a student. No? And now still I am a student, I can say, even I am already a licensed teacher. Being a student is a part of my life until maybe I will be in old age. Or as a teacher, you have to be a student, you have to learn, you have to know things, you have by reading. But on the other hand, being a student is really hard. On the other hand, as a role of a teacher, one of the roles of a teacher is a good communicator. To whom it will communicate? Of course, the parents. Parents are our stakeholders. So how did I communicate to my parents? Somehow I used to ask questions to my parents when they're going to return their modules. I used to ask them questions, anything under the sun, or maybe I will be asking what was their when I say what was their experience when guiding their children, answering the home task. And sometimes I can say being talkative is good. Why? Because this is one way or another to communicate the parents. Some parents are hesitant to talk to the teachers because they are afraid maybe. But on the other hand, I used my thoughts being talkative in asking questions to the parents. And sometimes I would tell them, do not hesitate to ask me. I am free to ask. You can chat away or one text away if you have questions. You can call or sometimes you can text, you call, but you have to tell me first. I am reachable at my convenient time.
What are the good things about a teacher and why do you choose this profession, ma'am?
Being a good teacher is so ideal. No? Sometimes ideal things came up to our mind, but I can say that when we say ideal, these things are just in their mind. But when I can say that these good things in me, like my dedication towards my job, no, bringing out the best things to our children, are the things that makes me proud. So these abilities enables me to be proud of my career. But sometimes I will not say that I am really good teacher. I will not say that I am really having a good character teacher. I am also human. I get also mad. Sometimes I will get angry also. But on the other hand, I used to tell my children that this is just a part of discipline. Who will discipline you in school? Not your parents, but me as your mother. I am your mother when you are in school. So that is why when things go wrong, I always tell them. When I give punishment to them, I always tell them, this is just a punishment. You will not die on it. So maybe being a disciplinarian also to my children, no, is a quality, but sometimes they are also afraid that I was a terror teacher, I am a monster teacher. But on the other hand, later on, they will realize that I am not a monster teacher, I am not a terror teacher, but I am just being a teacher who gives you discipline so that I can have a peaceful classroom setting. Okay, if you don't have discipline, class routines in your classroom, gubot paslok ang mahitabo.
Last question, ma'am.
Yes.
What is your message to all students, parents, and teachers that still keep going and work hard just to ensure that education not lag
Yes.
behind?
My message, Adja, keep going amidst life difficulties, amidst life struggles, amidst life's problems. You have to take a sacrifice. For at the end of time, this sacrifice will give us a light. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is always a gold at the end of the rainbow. So what does it mean? You have to take a sacrifice and do not forget that there is somebody above us. You ask from Him all the guidance, all the support, and do not forget Him that in your daily activities, in your daily plans, there is always this somebody, above our head who always watching us. So do not forget to pray. Do not forget, in respect to all other religions, let's not forget to pray and ask God for guidance for our plans, for our daily activities. No, so Adja lang yun, despite of these problems, we can make it at the end of the rainbow here.
Thank you so much, Ma'am, for providing your precious time to us. It was an honor to interview, ma'am.
All right. So thank you for having me here in your show. So it's a great pleasure on me. So do not forget, for those who are watching, I'm not a monster teacher. I'm not a monster teacher. I'm not a terror teacher. Maybe somehow you're gonna watch this video, with my pupils in the future. I am just being me. I will not kill you, but it will just a discipline on me. Goodbye, and thank you for having me here. God bless, and keep safe, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.